Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, it's all data. There's no political conversation. We're gonna be going through the odds for the 2024 presidential election, which barring any major changes is going to be Donald Trump versus Joe Biden. Who is more likely to win according to betting markets Vegas odds makers? And the first question you may have is, who cares? Why should I care what betting markets, what the odds makers are saying? Why don't I just listen to my favorite news channel or talk to my friends about who's more likely to win the election? And what's amazing about betting markets or odds is this is where you can actually put money down.
Wow. I didn't know that. You're telling me now for the first time.
So as a simple example, if you think about the stock market, Facebook stock is currently $505.95, which implies, given the number of shares, that Facebook is worth $1.29 trillion. So there's tons of people who will say, oh, Facebook isn't worth 1.29 trillion, or oh, Facebook is actually worth a lot more. But guess what? It doesn't matter. Because if you believe Facebook is worth more, then you can go buy the stock, implying a company valuation of 1.29 trillion. And, if enough people buy it and agree with you that Facebook is worth more, the price will go up. That's what's amazing about markets, is it's all based on money. And money talks. If enough people think Facebook is more valuable than 1.29 trillion, they'll buy the stock and the stock price will go up. So that's the reason that we're going to be looking at Vegas odds. And the sportsbook that I chose to use for my analysis is BetUS. They have odds up for the election, Trump versus Biden. Granted, there's other sports books you can look at, but I just chose this one for my analysis. So if you look at the odds, Trump is currently a pretty big favorite against Biden. He's a minus 200 favorite. So if you're not familiar with odds, minus 200 means a 2-to-1 betting favorite, or 2/3 to win. So according to this sports book and the odds they're letting you bet at, minus 200, Trump is 66.67%, or 2/3 to win the election. Joe Biden is the underdog. He's plus 150. So plus 150 means a 1.5-to-1 underdog, or 40% to win the election. So on this sports book, Trump is a minus 200, 2-to-1 betting favorite to win the election. So if you want to bet on Trump and you bet on him at minus 200, that means you think he's more likely than 2/3, or 66.7% to win the election. But long story short, on this sports book, Biden is 40% to win and Trump is 66.7% to win. Now that doesn't make a ton of sense, right? If you add up the win probability for both candidates, of course only one candidate can win, you get 106.7%. And that's because of what's called the VIG, or the juice. This is what sports books bake into the odds that they're putting out. It's a tax, essentially, that the sports books charge, and that's how they make their money. They add in the VIG, they add in the juice. So what you need to do is you need to normalize the win probabilities for both candidates to sum up to 100%. So you divide both of those numbers by 1.067, and you get a win probability for Trump of 63% and Biden of 37%. So these would be the fair win probabilities. According to the odds put out by BetUS Sportsbook, Trump is 63% to win the election, and Biden is 37% once you remove the VIG, once you remove the juice. So let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts on that? Trump being 63% to win the election. As of now, when I'm recording this video in early March, Trump's 63% and Biden's 37%. But one thing I want to mention is obviously the election's not until November. I'm sure these odds will change as debates start to happen or new news starts to come out. These probabilities will change around, right? If Trump does a lot of good things, maybe he becomes a bigger favorite and he goes to minus 300, a 3-to-1 betting favorite, 75% to win. Or if Biden does a lot of good things, maybe he becomes a bigger favorite. And that's what's so amazing about looking at betting markets, is they're always reacting to new information. So for example, if you think about the price of Facebook stock, it's very similar. If Facebook has a great quarter and they make a ton of money, a lot more money than investors were expecting, the market will show that. The stock price will go up, reflecting that the market believes the company is now more valuable because they're making a lot more money than expected. And it's the same thing in political markets. Any new news, any debates, stuff like that, it'll all be factored into the odds. So when you want to get a sense of who's more likely to win, Trump or Biden, you should be looking at betting markets, sportsbook odds. And again, the one I used for this analysis is BetUS. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to drop any questions below, and thanks so much for watching.